Hi, happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to tune in with us for our JadeStone Real Estate Friday Facebook live broadcast. So today, our expert speaker is really unique because Song, how do I say last name?
Ruozi Song.
Ruozi Song.
Yeah.
She has a really beautiful Chinese name. Ruozi Song. Ruozi is a senior analyst from UTOFUN. And UTOFUN is our very first and the only market research company that cared for the Asian and especially Chinese investment market.
Yeah.
So before I turn to Ruozi to introduce herself, I want to introduce her because she has 2 master's degrees, one in Economist from NYU, and one is data science from Columbia. And now she is a PhD candidate in Economist from USC under title market, title studying data.
I mean, some of my interests, so I enjoy that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Our world needs, talented and smart people like her. So I'm going to help her to introduce herself and her company, and then we'll start to chat about market.
Thanks, Annie, for the warm introduction. I'm really happy to be here. And I am Ruozi Song. I'm a senior data analyst in UTOFUN. And UTOFUN is actually an information platform for investors. For investors interested in real estate market. And what we do is to empower them to use more and more analytics tools. Instead of just seeing the listings and all the simple information, we provide a lot of tools like the school district around it.
School district.
Yes, and like the historical transactions and the number of transactions and the median price, and also the demographic data or something like that. All the information that is related to the decision making for investment.
Yeah, we know that's really important for the buyer side or for the investor or even the seller, landlord, to understand the current market, to have an updated knowledge in order to make an informed decision. So today is April 7th. There are various first quarter market report were released this week, and so I just want to give everybody a summary of the first quarter market in New York City real estate. Give everybody an idea. So as expected, the most report come with sort of similar conclusion that the median sales price slipped a little bit. However, the sales volume was actually increased. I think it's due to because the price was adjusted and made the buyer and seller and buyer were more able to meet in the ground to make the transaction happen. And the other would be overall the marketing time for the property is slightly longer, and the listing discount used to be really tight. However, listing discount does increase a little bit. For example, in New York, in Manhattan, it went from the used to about 2.something% to about slightly over 4%. And overall, this shows the seller were more willing to work harder, travel farther to meet buyer to make transaction happen. In terms of the bidding war, I'm just giving you a summary and we give to in terms of bidding war, we used to be in the bidding war, world that buyer with budget under $3 million will have to rush to, compete with so many people. That has calmed down, cooled down. The bidding war came down from like 36%. 31%, of market transaction a year ago now to about 12%. That's a significant drop, and most of this bidding war actually occur in the entry level apartment, like in the studios. So apartment that for apartment large size, it doesn't happen as often. And let's talk about all cash transaction. All this data actually I'm referring to is actually from our market expert, Jonathan Miller, who is the CEO of Miller Seminar. So in terms of all transaction, that it's about 43%, the entire transaction. So this sum up that the seller, we say in 2017, this about 50% of broker think it's a buyer's market, 50% think about it's a seller's market. I actually feel it's quite healthy. The market overall is healthier, it's more balanced. So some buyer asked that maybe I should wait for price for a drop in order to take action. However, at the same time, the mortgage rate is also rising. You don't know how the price will go exactly to offset the impact from mortgage interest rate. So those are just the sales market in first quarter in Manhattan, and the rental market. We are still in the renters market. We are entering the renters market, have been for a few months, and especially in the high-end luxury segment. And so you see the free months, the offering of the free months and no broker fees, especially in those highly density areas such as Upper East Side, Midtown, or Financial District, or downtown Brooklyn. So that's our market for first quarter. So now I'm going to have our expert. I'm going to call you Song because I have difficulty remember her beautiful person. Song is truly our expert because remember the degree and then what I just mentioned. So what's your? Can you give us the overlook about the 2017 based on what you've been studying?
Yeah. Like from the first quarter, actually we can have opposite about the 2017 behavior of the market.
Right.
And also we can look at the macroeconomics because for real estate market.
Macro, yes.
Yes, it was shaped a lot by the macroeconomics. And we all see like the Fed increased interest rates several times during the past year.
Right.
And also we still have expectation for them to increase again.
Yeah.
So for buyers, for people who want to buy houses like recently, the logic, most of them, the logic may be okay. So this gonna be raised again. So it's better for me to go to the market and
right now.
Yes.
Yes.
So this actually give a good incentive for the real estate market this year.
Right.
And also look at all over the world, the U.S. economy is booming, and but we have a lot of economic problems for Europe, and for China is struggling to do the economic reform and political reform, and
right.
a lot of uncertainty. And the U.S. becomes the largest target for both international investors and domestic investors.
So basically, what you mean is that our macroeconomy it looks really good fundamentally.
Yeah, fundamentally it looks really good.
And in a way that for the past 2 years, 3 years, Chinese buyer have been the largest foreign national buyers in U.S. and also in New York. But based on what you just mentioned, not just Chinese, that based on what's happening in other side of the world, that we can also attract actually more the buyers from the other part of the country, right?
Yes, exactly. And also a lot of deals were closed for last year. For example, the Mann insurance company,
right.
They spent like $2 billion on the World of Astoria Hotel, and
they're going to convert to condo.
Oh no! Yeah. So a lot of foreign investors, brought their money in the U.S.
Right.
And we can focus from the macro level.
Right.
We can see we can have a really opposite way.
Right.
Yeah.
So you are you are optimistic about our real estate market in U.S.
Yes, exactly. And also from the historical value, and actually we can see the screen here.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna change to the screen and the data. So actually, prepare for us.
So let's give a little bit introduction of the macro.
Yeah. Okay, you can continue.
Okay. Let's give a little bit introduction of the macro, and so we can see there is the real estate market is very periodic. So from the 2006 year, we reached a peak for the last period, and then the market started to drop down, which has a recession because of the financial crisis.
Right.
And then from the 2012, the market started to recover, and then actually right now we can see we came into the period of expansion. So right now we can forecast that there is a steady growth for this year because of the house market cycle we are in. So from the macroeconomic level, we can have a very opposite way to see the market.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And so basically, in that case, given the first quarter report we just talk about, should we turn it back or should we go there? Do you have more screenshot to show?
Turn it back.
Okay, so let's turn back now. Hi.
Yeah.
So sorry because Song she came fully prepared, which I totally appreciate. So based on the chart you just showed us, and the first quarter market report, shows that our median sales price in New York City we actually slipped a little bit, not much, and then the market is actually about, it says 84% of market transaction were actually in resales market.
Yeah.
So what's your view about that this year in New York City particularly?
Yeah, like what you mentioned before was mostly focused on the Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Manhattan,
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, but if we look at the 2016 data, you can see the majority of the increase in price or in volume actually comes from Brooklyn and Queens.
Yes, Brooklyn, yes.
Yes, like last year, the Brooklyn has the largest increase in terms of median price. It has like 16%.
Yes.
Yes, way higher than the average New York City, and also way higher than Manhattan. So actually for New York City, I think for this year especially, the major driven power for the real estate market is actually from Queens and Brooklyn.
From Queens and Brooklyn.
Yeah, and actually we can see a lot of recent development projects, actually a lot of them are in Queens and Brooklyn.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we know that Brooklyn market was really so hot, right?
Yeah.
And people travel back, come back to Upper East Side, Midtown East to look for deals. And now the buyers start to travel to Queens. That has been happening for a while. That result in Queens market now is really also very hot.
Yeah.
So that I want to ask you that what's your thought about the hot neighborhood in 2017?
So for 2017, and let's say because for a lot of mature neighborhoods in Manhattan, they can only have very steady growth, but we cannot expect them to grow really fast
in Manhattan.
Yes, because they already have really high price, right? So if we want to look in terms of the growth rate, we can look at those neighborhoods which have a lot of new construction going on, and historically maybe the price is a little bit low, but with all the new construction going on.
You mean the developing area?
Yes, we can see a lot of like neighborhood in Harlem.
Harlem, yes.
Yes, it's actually grow really fast.
What you thought about the East Harlem?
So yeah, for East Harlem actually we can see there's a lot of Chinese people started to move there, and also a lot of new development projects, and especially for the luxury condos or rental buildings, or constructed like last year and still going on this year. So the good thing about this new development project is that first of all it can supply a lot of houses and apartments with really good quality, which this can attract a lot of middle class people to go there.
Yeah, right? So I think for East Harlem, the Manhattan real estate started, climb up in around 2003, 2004 when our interest rates started to go down. So back then the interest rate was still around like 6%. 6-something%. People were like, wow, it's so amazing. And today our interest is actually 4-point-something%. Still very good. So the market has been booming for the past decade. And now the East Harlem has been silent, not as noticeable, but by the investor, by the buyer, like other neighborhood, like Brooklyn, or the Queens. But now it's coming up, right? It's become like it jumps there, and people start to make it as another, one of the hot market. I think in Manhattan, I personally think that the Yorkville. However, Yorkville has been already gone up since the subway, second wave subway started construction. So in Manhattan, you think that Harlem and what else in Manhattan, or did Manhattan just like stable?
Yeah, I think because like Harlem is a little bit special because it's sort of like before a lot of people think that it's not safe, so we don't want to go there.
Yeah.
So it's like under development for many decades, for many years.
Right.
But for now, we can see the crime went down in Harlem, and people started to move there. So it's like a neighborhood with huge potential.
Right.
And also another neighborhood is like Battery Park.
Battery Park.
Yes,
why is that?
Because a lot of new construction going on, and also the transportation is very convenient, right? So for people in Manhattan or New York City, the commute is like the major concern for them to buy the houses or apartments.
Okay.
So that's also a very potential area.
Right.
And also we also have a lot of potential neighborhoods in Queens and Brooklyn.
What? So in Queens and Brooklyn, like for instance, Brooklyn has been so happening. Is keep moving outward, more and more, and based on several, different sources of prediction about the hottest neighborhood in 2017, they were mentioned about East New York, Bushwick, Flatbush. What else do you think is that?
And for also Williamsburg in Brooklyn.
Williamsburg will continue to go up?
I think so because we still see a lot of new constructions going on in Williamsburg, and the transportation is very convenient.
Right.
And also,
you don't think the shutdown of L train, would affect the Williamsburg real estate market?
I think first of all there are still buses going on, and also because people still have the expectation we still can have either transportation to go to Manhattan.
Right.
So maybe it will affect in the short term, but for but for people who want to see a long-term return or who actually want to buy the houses to live there, I don't think it will affect a lot for them to make the decision.
Okay. Yeah. So is any other neighborhood in Brooklyn that you think that's there for people to go?
And another thing is I think Bensonhurst.
Bensonhurst.
Yeah, Bensonhurst is, from the map is sort of a little bit away from Manhattan.
Right.
But for that region is that I think the potential it comes from a lot of Chinese investors.
Okay.
And also a lot of new constructions going on.
New construction. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So that you can see from new constructions, you can see how developers listen to the market.
Right. Or you see where the government has some sort of rezoning plan that's going on in the neighborhood. Yeah. When there's a rezoning, there's something the developer is coming in. Yeah. When there's a major developer, not small one, even major developer coming in. Then that's when you can follow. Yeah,
that happened in Flushing,
in Flushing, So let's jump to Flushing. Let's jump to Queens because we know that Flushing it's the power center, political and financial center outside Manhattan, where it's so the economy has been really solid and booming. For example, every doctor, every physician in Chinatown, they all have their own, clinic in Flushing. If they must choose one, they would choose Flushing over Manhattan, Chinatown. So what about Flushing? That do you think the Flushing market? There are so many new development. Can you talk about some development there?
Yeah, like before we have the sky view, the common. Yeah. So the special thing about that is that that's like the luxury apartments, luxury condos, which where Flushing doesn't have a lot of that before, and that actually gives a lot of supplies to the people who actually want to have good houses for those middle class investors. So for Chinese people, actually, let's talk about the Chinese people's preference for buying houses.
Right.
So first of all, they want to have very easy access to the commute transportation.
Right.
And also they care about the school district. And also, and more importantly, is that they want to, they want to make it easier to buy the Chinese grocery. So that's why once the luxury condos started to be constructed in Flushing, it became really hot.
Right.
Like they sold out very fast, and the price just rose again and again, right? And if we walk down in Flushing, we can see it's actually got very crowded.
Right.
Yeah, and the actual government has been doing rezoning for them in order to give larger space for residential, to convert factory spaces to residential.
Right.
So the real estate market in Flushing has been hot for several years.
Yes.
And right now it actually has expanded to the places near Flushing.
Yeah. So what other part in Queens that has a really big potential?
Mm-hmm. We can look at the screen again.
Okay.
Yeah.
We see later.
See you later. Yeah. So this is actually number of closings bought by Chinese people. We can see the Flushing here is like the center of the Queens in terms of the number of closings. It has the largest number of closings, but we began to see like near Flushing, there is like a circle around Flushing, started to have more and more closings as well.
Like Bayside?
Yeah, like Bayside, like Elmhurst, like Roma,
Elmhurst, yes.
like Forest Hills, yeah, like Fresh Meadow. Those areas are all close to Flushing, and also have easy access to the subway stations. And and we can see, and also a lot of Chinese restaurants, Chinese markets started to expand to those areas and from Flushing.
Right.
Yeah. So we can see a very obvious expansion effect from Flushing.
So I just want to add a comment that the neighborhood is actually not just Chinese.
Yeah.
There's also a totally different demographic in the area, and the developer who start new development in Flushing, Bayside, those Queens area. Not just Chinese, they were actually very well known developer. For example, the Analyst, there's a Canadian like public trading company, the sponsor, and then we talk about Flushing Commons. It's also a different developer, their effort together. So in Queens, you're talking about Queens. So basically, you're talking about that in 2017, the Queens and the Brooklyn, they are the shining star more so than Manhattan, because Manhattan real estate market has been really pretty high, right?
Yeah.
Then what about so what do we think about Long Island City this year? Because we know there are so many new development, whether they are condo buildings or rental buildings in Long Island City. Yeah. Do you see that the price will continue to go up? Because when you walk around the area, you can still see Long Island City. There's still room to improve in the neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you see this map?
Oh, I don't need. We can just come back. Yeah. Yeah, and for Long Island City,
have to come down a little bit.
For Long Island City, the development is actually not very balanced. So we can see a lot of luxury buildings along the coast. But when you go inside of Long Island City, there's still a lot of room to improve on. Right. So you can see, and also, so the special thing about Long Island City is that it has really good view of the Manhattan, the sky view of Manhattan, right? And although there are a lot of neighborhoods like Newport, like Weehawken,
you're talking about New Jersey.
New Jersey, they have like similar characteristics in terms of their views of Manhattan. Right. But those areas is still under development. Yeah. So like for this year, we can still expect Long Island City to grow.
Continue to grow.
Yeah, because we don't have a lot of very strong competitors from other neighborhoods.
Right.
Yeah, and also there's still a lot of room for London City to improve on.
Yeah, I think in terms of neighborhood, functions. I mean, people who moved to London City years back, they talk about 10 years back. Now they probably made always good profit as well.
Yeah.
Same as the people who moved to Williamsburg.
Yeah.
Long time ago, they make a killing.
Yeah.
So I know that also based on, for example, based on Street Easy and Property Shop, their prediction on 2017, the hottest neighborhood in Queens also include Astoria.
Yeah.
And or Jamaica. Some people talk about Ozone Park.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I actually personally, since I work with buyer or investors, we start to see even the people from Manhattan that they want to they raise a family, they start to explore to Queens. To buy the houses. That was something that we didn't really see, quite frequent before, right? And so Brooklyn, and so I'm going back to Brooklyn because on for example, Street Easy, everybody knows about Street Easy or Property Shop. The out of 10 hottest neighborhood, they also mentioned almost 7 out of top 10 were from Brooklyn. So I mean, everybody knows about downtown Brooklyn, Brooklyn High, Carroll Garden, Cobble Hill, Paso those established neighborhood. Then some mentioned about the East New York, Bushwick, Flatbush, Bensonhurst, Bayside, those area. And what about the Sunset Park?
Oh, the Sunset Park is like a traditional Chinatown.
Yeah, it's a big Chinatown, yes.
Yeah, like the Sunset Park is actually also growing very fastly.
Right.
Yes, for like last 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also there is a lot of things that we can improve on because for Brooklyn, there's the streets maybe not that clean like as we expected that to be. So
flavors.
The flavors, something like that. But also because of the good thing, also I mentioned before, the good thing about a lot of new constructions going on is that they actually can reshape the new neighborhood.
Right.
Like they make the neighborhood nicer so that it can attract more and more people, especially for those middle class people to come here, and this will reshape the neighborhood again. So we can see that it's started to go to the good circle. Right. Yeah, so we can expect that Sunset Park also also has like the potential to grow.
I think also besides Sunset Park, one of the neighborhood people know is Bay Ridge. It's really started far from Manhattan, but Bay Ridge is also changing. Right? We see actually, I was quite surprised. The vibe is totally different from years back. So that is also one area that you can enter to grab something. So what about Bronx?
For Bronx, actually, for Bronx, like people before they think it's not safe area to live, but right now the Hunter Point in Bronx, they actually have a lot of new constructions. Okay. So that's like indicator of the future market because once those constructions were established, they started to sell it and it's gonna be in the market. Right. So and also. It actually follows the same pattern as like Brooklyn and Queens. Right. Once the new construction going on, it attracts more and more middle class people and it became nicer and nicer. So for Bronx, the Hunter Point is also a good region to look at.
Okay. And then the Staten Island, that we know the Staten Island, it's not much about, we talk about apartment building. Staten is where the island for beautiful houses, right? And it's like a paradise people don't know. I guess most people in New York City, in Manhattan, still have not traveled to Staten Island. I bet you, right? But do you know the ferry to Staten Island it's free? It's free, and one of the best view about Manhattan skyline is actually the moment when you took a ferry back from Staten Island. You look at downtown Manhattan. That is an amazing view. So back to the Staten Island, the market there have been really happening for the past 2 years, and the house there were so often that there were bidding wars, right? And I know that average house price in Staten Island is about like $500,000 ish or less, but there are really nice properties there. So do you know anything happening in Staten Island that particular that make people should go there?
Yeah, like traditionally, Staten Island is like it's literally away, like people live literally away from New York City, especially for those people work in a really high pace. They don't want the commute to be really long, and
it's actually 20 minutes each way.
Yeah, these people don't have the, they have like the buyer's impression because we have the river and we don't have the subway. So, but right now, like 2 years ago, it's a lot of construction started going on in Staten Island as well. So that just shows like people started to notice like Staten Island is actually a good area to live in, especially for those people who want to have a family, to raise kids, to have a larger house, to have a beautiful view. So that's actually a good district to live in.
So basically sum up that I hear such an optimistic tone from Song, right? That every 5 borough that there's such a potential still continue to go up. Is that correct?
Yeah, especially for those neighborhoods which were under development during the past.
So basically you're talking about, so there are also neighborhoods that for first-time home buyer, that we say those neighborhoods are also good for first-time home buyer because they are still coming up?
For the first-time home buyer, I think so. For them, I think the major concern may be the price. They want
the price point.
They want to have a nice price that which they can afford, and also like potential to grow. Like they can make some benefit from it. So actually we mentioned Jamaica before.
Jamaica, yes.
Actually Jamaica it's a good place for a first-time buyer. Especially Jamaica State. Jamaica State is famous for Trump's home, like childhood home in Jamaica State.
Speaking of Trump's home, it's been flipped twice since become president. So
and they just closed the deal like this last month, right?
Exactly, and now the new owner is a Chinese lady. So smart.
It's very exciting. So for Jamaica State, because of Trump, people start to notice Jamaica State again. So actually, traditionally, it's a very good zone for residential. It was zoned to be all the residential areas and a lot of homes. But because of maybe it's a little bit far away from the subway or from the Manhattan, like people, especially people who haven't had a family, they didn't think about it. But once they want to, because a lot of people who want to buy the first home is because they want to have a family, to raise the kids. So they started to look at the Jamaica State because because relatively the price is relatively lower than areas like Bayside or
Forest Garden.
Especially lower than Long Island. Which like a typical place for people to want to buy a home.
Wow. So since because the UTOFUN, it's a market research company, sort of like a Street Easy, but actually better than Street Easy. Actually, no, in reality, specialized in Asian, the real estate. The real estate market in US and investment information for the Asian buyer investors, right? So I want to ask. Excuse me. I want to ask you what's your thoughts since January 1st, the China government they imposed this announced their restriction in terms of the offshore money transfer, the policy. Do you see any significant impact so far? Because for me personally, when I work with China, the buyer, the increase in now that there are more and more buyers from all cash. Now they have the increased need to take mortgage.
That's true. That's true. That's how Chinese people they deal with this policy. Like although they may have cash back in China, they cannot move the cash out of China. So the way are gonna do is to make the loan in the US.
Yes.
And they can, send out the money annually, but with very small amount of money, so that doesn't exceed the limitation of the amount of the money. So that's how a lot of people are actually doing it. So I think, in terms of the impact of the policy on real estate market in the US or in New York, I don't think
it's going to big impact, right?
Impact a lot, because people still find ways to go around and to, and also in addition to that, and a lot of students, they started to stay in the US and they started to earn money in the US. So some of them, they actually don't need a lot of money back in China, and they started to make loan here as well. So
So my comment would just be for my Chinese the client from China or from local, actually more from China, because at JadeStone we made JadeStone as the brand that where really it was a mission to service Chinese the clientele locally and overseas. So for this policy, I often heard the customers from China and say then the price will drop because now it's more difficult for Chinese buyer to move the money out of the China market. My reaction is not so fast because it is true that Chinese buyer are the biggest foreign national buyer in US in New York City. However, our local market here is not supported. It's not structured based on having a Chinese buyer. This is the the center of buyers from all different different part of the world. Especially this back to beginning that was so mentioned. The macro economy in US looking good, right? Fundamentally. It's actually better. We have such a low employment rate. For example, our unemployment rate for New York City in February was actually 4%. I think 4.3%. It's the lowest since the April 2007. And the infrastructure spending that that is proposing, right? So what else do you think you can share with us? What about? Why do you have so many degrees?
I think audience can send me message on Facebook. In some way, that's just my interest, and I love analyzing all the things.
It's amazing that she has 2 degrees that's so related to the data, and then she's the PhD candidate. So it just actually gave me such a great idea that maybe we can do this every quarter, or even every quarter have someone to come with to be here and with us to share the very insightful market analysis, because for us that I as a broker, we are the front end to be in touch with customer. We know that people's feedback, that we need the large data information, right? And that's what her expertise is to share with our customers.
I'm very glad to come here again.
Awesome, and also UTOFUN, they have the fabulous WeChat platform. They share the market information, daily. And same as JadeStone, we have a WeChat New York City real estate market update. We actually update the market related information every day. So if you're interested, you can join our group. And then the group has a lot of locals, and it also has a lot of overseas and Chinese or from different professions that we shared about macroeconomic related information of real estate.
I also like your newsletter. A lot of insights of brokers in the front end. That's also very impressive.
So if you have any specific question, including the brokers, feel free to email Song. And as usual, we're going to post the business card information on our this thing on this thing, and so you can contact her. And especially for the Chinese investors, brokers, they are such a valuable resource. They have such a really like good information about each neighborhood. Of course, we can't cover everything, but I've been watching UTOFUN for a while, for several months, and I'm so happy, so glad that you have such a, we see now such a company that really tear into, specific part of the market. And so that will be our Friday live broadcast today. So thank you for staying with us, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Happy weekend.